Welcome to Nawiri Wellness Stories. Here, we will share with you stories of how life affects us differently and impacts our wellness. If you can relate in any way to the characters in these stories, you're welcome to reach out to share your story too. Today's story is about Baby, Where Are You? Anita and Andrew met at their place of work and soon hit it off. Anita was a salesperson, while Andrew was in operations. The nature of their work had it such that they would meet not so often, usually once a month during the monthly town halls, otherwise fortnightly. This didn't keep them from growing in love with each other, and within a year they had decided to get married. They organized for a small and cozy wedding where they invited a few of their family members. It was a great event. Being in the early 80s, honeymoon as we know it today was not part of the program. After the wedding, Anita moved in with Andrew and they started their life as husband and wife. They were excited and ready to start their family. Biology did not disappoint, and soon, within 6 months of the wedding, they were pregnant. To say that they were excited does not come close to explaining how they felt. They were ecstatic. They started making preparations for this baby, and they were very keen to know the gender so that they could choose a name and start shopping. The pregnancy was kinda challenging for Anita, as she had very severe bouts of morning sickness. She couldn't wait to hit the second trimester for things to ease up. When month 4 arrived, she was glad as she could not wait to get a glimpse of the gender of the child and also get relief from the morning sickness. She had the ultrasound and they learned they were expecting a girl. The morning sickness also eased up. This was such a relief. When they came from the clinic where they were informed of the baby's gender, they opted to have a small celebration with a dinner away from home. The following day, Anita felt more tired than usual. She experienced lower backaches that didn't seem to stop. Andrew suggested that they go to see their doctor, even though they had just seen him the previous day. When they got there, Anita was examined and the doctor had a very somber look on his face. He told Anita and Andrew that Anita was laboring and they were at risk of losing the pregnancy. This hit them like a thunderbolt. The doctor said he would try to stop the laboring with some medication which he prescribed. He recommended bed rest for a couple of days, after which he would review Anita. This was not to be. Anita, while still on the doctor's couch, felt a warm flow between her legs. When she sat up to look and call the doctor's attention, the look on the doctor's face told her that the battle was lost. It was a sad day for Anita and Andrew. They had many questions around this loss and only few answers were available to them. The key one being that the case for the loss of the pregnancy was not clear. They grieved this loss and decided to try again within 1 year. So try again they did, and within the next 8 months, they were pregnant again. Anita started her clinic soon as she missed her periods, and the doctor prescribed a range of medication and supplements. She had folic acid and vitamin C to take daily. She was to keep off strenuous work and to accommodate a lot of bed rest in her daily programs. She got a nanny to help her with housework. She got permission from her employer to be on light duties and be allowed to work from home for most of the days. Her request was granted and she was put on light duties and allowed to work from home for the most part. Soon she was 4 months along and they went to check on the gender of the child. This time they were expecting a boy. This was exciting for Anita and Andrew, and they were setting themselves up to explore name options. This time round, at month 5, Anita started experiencing similar symptoms as in her previous pregnancy. This got her very scared. She notified her doctor and immediately went for review. She was in the process of sharing about her experience with the backache when she felt the warmth between her legs again. She was devastated. She and Andrew cried a lot. They grieved the loss of their unborn son as well as the lost opportunity to become parents without pregnancy. Now in the 2nd year after the wedding and still no child in the marriage, some relatives started putting pressure on Anita to bear a child for their union. These relatives were very persistent in their push, and they even set up meetings for Andrew with other ladies. They held the view that the reason for the pregnancy losses was because Anita had a problem. They wanted a child for their kin Andrew, and they were ready to stop at nothing. This pressure seemed to get to Andrew, and he started withdrawing his intimacy from Anita. He also started entertaining the girls that were pushed in his direction by the relatives. All these actions hurt Anita so deeply, she chose to hold on to the relationship. She also changed gynecologists. Her chosen doctor asked her to see him as soon as she realized she was pregnant. Towards the end of the second year of marriage, Anita missed her periods. She headed straight to the gynecologist, this time alone, as Andrew was not keeping proximity with her during the maternity visits. The doctor prescribed folic acid and vitamin C for starters. He also told Anita that he would be inserting the McDonald's stitch to her cervix to see if this could stop the pregnancy from aborting. When Anita was 3 months pregnant, she went in for the procedure in which the McDonald's stitch was put for her. She was advised to avoid strenuous work and to get maximum possible rest. She followed the doctor's advice. She negotiated for light duties at work, and she lay in bed as much as was practical. This time round, the pregnancy was carried to term, and they had their firstborn child, a girl, Sendo. 2 years later, when they were ready for their second child, they followed the same procedure. They were again successful and got the second child. When a couple decides to start a family, they often assume and hope that the pregnancy process will be straightforward. For most couples, the process does turn out to be smooth. For a few, this isn't the case. These few can be like Anita and Andrew, who are able to get pregnant but lose the pregnancy by 6 months. For others, it may be that they aren't able to get a pregnancy. Whichever the case might be, the pain that comes is real deep. It has the potential of breaking relationships. When faced with a situation where getting pregnant is proving difficult, it's very helpful that the couple draw closer and enhance their communication to be very open with each other on their concerns and fears. Have you had such an experience or know someone who has? How did you navigate the situation? We'd be happy to hear your story if you're willing to share. You may reach us on nawiriwellness@gmail.com or 0745 Nawiri. That is 0745 629 474.